Swimming New Brunswick is the governing body regulating all competitive swimming for this province. The total membership involves over 1,000 people, including swimmers, coaches, officials, and volunteers.
The duties of the association are many and varied, the main responsibility being the organization, promotion, and administration of competitions. Events range from small regional affairs to national or international events. I'm Shelley Lawson.
And I'm Andrea Brown. From February 24th through to the 27th, Swimming New Brunswick was host to Canada's premier swimming event, the Winternationals. The best swimmers from across Canada met in St. John, New Brunswick to compete. In total, there were more than 600 swimmers, coaches, and volunteers involved in this one competition, not to mention the terrific turnout of spectators.
Let's join Cheyenne Shannon and Kathy Stewart poolside for the men's 100-meter backstroke.
We're now ready for the championship final of boys senior 100-meter backstroke. In lane number 1, we have Rob McFarland from Calgary Swim Club. In lane number 2, we have Bob Hayes from the Scar Swim Club. In lane number 3, we have Jeff Welichuk from Edmonton Keano Swim Club. In lane number 4, we have Chris Renault from UCSC in Calgary. In lane number 5, we have Gary Anderson from the Nyack Club in North York. In lane number 6, we have Mark Versfield from Edmonton Keano Swim Club. In lane number 7, we have Chris Fisher from MAC. And in lane number 8, we have Jason Pratt from the Edmonton Keano Swim Club.
This field looks like it's pretty much all either Alberta or Ontario. All the swimmers in these fields are from one of these two provinces.
A lot of young swimmers as well. We have 3 16-year-olds and a 19-year-old.
Yes, and Chris Renault, the one who's in lane 4, is out in the lead in 26.35. I believe he's going for a record. He's been swimming really well. He just moved to the University of Calgary for swimming. Earlier, he swam with the Cascade Swim Club.
They've adopted a new backstroke turn, whereas you are allowed to turn onto your stomach as you turn into the wall. You don't have to touch the wall with your hand.
Yes.
It's like a freestyle flip turn, but you're only allowed to take one stroke.
Yes, and the winner for this heat is Chris Renault from Calgary. The time of 54.56. Second, we have Gary Anderson from Nyack. And in third, we have Jeff Welichuk from Edmonton. Those are very good swims for all of these males.
My name's Heather Fawcett.
Hi Heather, what's your duty in the 1993 Winternationals?
Okay, I'm working for doping control, and I'm a marshal, and I'm in charge of going to a certain event and picking a certain. I have a swimmer that I have to take out of the water, and we have to bring her back to the doping control room where she is to be tested for drugs.
So how do they screen the blood or the urine?
The urine.
I see. So they're testing them for steroids and illegal drugs.
Steroids and illegal drugs, yep.
Okay, thank you very much for being with us, Heather.
You're welcome. Thanks.
For the championship final in lane number 1, Sarah Laundrie from LUSC. Lane number 2, Cindy Burling from the Cobra Swim Club. Lane number 3, Allison Barriscale from Island Swimming in Victoria. Lane number 4, Joanne Millar from Hamilton Wentworth. Lane number 5, Holly McComb from Point Claire. Lane number 6, Iona Allen from Halifax. Lane number 7, Nadine Edmond from Montreal. And in lane number 8, Sheila Hewardine from London Aquatic Club. Kathy, this field looks pretty close. What do you think?
Yes, their times were fairly close this morning in heats. Again, quite a few young girls swimming. In lane number 1, Sarah is 15 years of age. That's quite young for a girl in a national competition.
Yes, it is.
Now the 400 individual medley consists of 4 different strokes, all in one event.
Yes. They have to swim 100 meters each of butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle in that order. It's a very grueling race. You have to be very well disciplined in every stroke.
Some say that a good breaststroker makes a good IMer. Do you agree with that, Cheyenne?
No, I don't, because all breaststrokers are not good butterflyers and backstrokers. You need to have at least 3 out of the 4 strokes in order to be considered a good IMer. The best IMers can do well at every single stroke. One really well IMer that is quite well known throughout Canada is Alex Ballman. He did really well in the 400 IM. I believe that was his best event.
Yes, he was a world record holder in both the 400 IM and the 200 IM.
Yes.
He certainly has gone down in the record books for swimming.
He definitely has. Joanne Millar, now she was quite a star a couple of years ago, and she's still going strong. It's really amazing. She went to the Commonwealth Games back 2 years ago, and she did really well when she was over there.
She was very young when she went to the Commonwealth Games. How old was she?
I'm pretty sure she was about 12 years old.
That's incredible.
Yes, she did really, really well. I guess the Commonwealth Games, I guess they were a bit farther back since she's 17 now.
You'll see some of the girls wetting down their bathing suits before they get into the water.
Yes.
There's new swimsuits out called paper suits, and a lot of the girls like to get them wet and have them stick to their body before they get in the water to prevent air bubbles from getting in between them and the suit.
Yes. They're very popular. Those are what the bodysuits are made of that you may see some of the swimmers wearing tonight. They're made out of paper suits. They're not made out of paper, but they're very, very thin.
See the girls mentally preparing, thinking over their race as they're waiting to be called up onto the blocks.
Yes. You really have to think for this event. This is a very tough event mentally. Getting up on the blocks. And they're off with a good clean start. I find Joanne Millar has a really weird stroke. Her butterfly looks very different from most of the other butterflyers.
Keep your eye on lane number 6. A local maritimer, Iona Allen. She's from Halifax. Just 18 years of age. Butterfly is her strongest stroke, so she'll be right out there with all of the other girls in the lead. She touched second at the 50 meters. She looks good and strong so far.
Yes, she does.
Iona Allen in the green cap, just touching the wall now.
And Joanne Millar is out first at the 100-meter mark. Iona Allen in second, and in third is Holly McComb.
The individual medley, especially the 400, is very difficult because you just get into the swing of one stroke and then you have to change to a different one.
I believe this is one of the most respected events in the world of swimming because of all the different techniques and styles that there can be to swimming this. You have to be very good at doing everything in order to be able to do these events.
And stretching out her lead a bit, we have Joanne Millar in lane number 4. And you'll see the new turn we have. There she goes.
Iona Allen in lane 6 is now in 4th. She's still doing well. Joanne Millar still has them a lead. Holly McComb is in 2nd, and Allison Barriscale is in 3rd. Breaststroke is Ellen Barriscale's best stroke, so you should watch out for her in lane number 3. And it's Joanne Millar at the first touch finish in the breaststroke. She still has another 50 meters to go with breaststroke. She's looking very good at this point, not too tired. And it's still Joanne Millar in the lead. Holly McComb in 2nd and Allison Barriscale in 3rd. Lane number 8, Sheila Heerdine, is wearing one of the bodysuits. You may have seen that earlier on in the race. Joanne Millar has stretched out her lead. The breaststroke leg is now done and she just has 100 meters left to go. Holly McComb and Allison Barriscale are battling it out for 2nd and 3rd place. Iona Allen is in 4th place, very strong. This is where the swimmers are starting to really feel the pain of the 400 IM. It's the last leg, and freestyle is almost every swimmer's best event. They can all swim freestyle really well. It just depends on how well their other 3 strokes are. It's very hard on the legs at the end of the race. And as we're coming into the final turn, Joanne Millar is in 1st. Holly McComb in 2nd, Allison Barriscale in 3rd. Iona Allen in a very strong 4th. Cindy Burlington in 5th. They're all very closely matched in this race. And Joanne Millar finishes 1st with a time of 4:43.78.
That's a good finish for Joanne Millar.
That's very good. And 2nd place is Holly McComb with a time of 4:47.15. 3rd is Allison Barriscale with a 4:48.70. And placing 4th is our own Iona Allen from Halifax, the 4:49.14. Those are very good swims. Joanne, that was a very good swim you just had. How do you feel about that?
I'm very glad because it was one of my best swims, but last year I went a second faster, but it's still a very good time for me.
Yes, I can see that. You looked really good. And how else have you been doing in swimming?
Great. Yesterday was a big surprise for me. I swam 50 free and I came 3rd, in which I was ranked like near the bottom half of the list, so I surprised a few people, and so that was pretty good.
That's really good. How did your swim feel? Did it feel like one of your better ones?
It was different because before I'd always used to be one of the slowest out in the fly, and I went out in a 3. And so as I'm growing, my strokes are changing, but everything seems to be improving a lot.
Yes, you're doing very well this meet. Thank you very much. That was very good.
Thank you, Cheyenne.
Boys Senior 400 IM Championship Final. Lane 1, Adam Pacey from Gloucester, Ottawa, Ontario. In lane number 2, we have Russell Patrick from UCSC Calgary. Lane number 3, Jarrett Abel from EKSC, the Edmonton Keano Swim Club in Edmonton. Lane 4, we have Curtis Myden from UCSC Calgary. Lane number 5, Jason Pratt from EKSC Edmonton Keanos. Lane 6, John Cleveland from UCSC Calgary. Lane number 7, Jonathan McLeod, Rod, Regina Optimus Dolphins. And in lane number 8, Jason Knack from Brantford, Ontario.
This is going to be a very close field. Curtis Myden is going to take it out. He's been doing really well for the past couple of years.
Right away, he's got next to almost a body length lead on the first 50 meters.
Yes, a surprise to be in here is John Cleveland. He's the one who broke the Canadian record in the 100 breaststroke last night.
So we should look for John Cleveland in the breaststroke leg.
Definitely. Curtis has a big lead. He's almost 2 body lengths ahead of everybody else now. That's quite unusual for only the first 100 meters, wouldn't you say, Kathy?
Well, he's taking it out very quick at 58.52. He must be going for a personal best or a Canadian record.
I believe he is. Going at that speed. He's keeping it on hard in the backstroke, using the new turn. As you can see, all the swimmers are using this new turn. It gains a lot of speed and cuts down on the time.
Halfway through the backstroke leg, Curtis Myden with 3 body lengths and head in front of everyone else. It's a very close race for second, third, fourth. There's about 4 or 5 swimmers in there.
Yes, I think it's going to be very close. And we're just coming down to the halfway point. Curtis Myden is also a breaststroker, so he's really going to be hitting it hard on this breaststroke.
He's looking good at halfway, 2:02.69 for Curtis Myden. Watch out, the Canadian record is 4:09.64. It looks like he's going for it. He has a good chance.
I think he does have a very good chance of getting this record. Jason Pratt is in second. Jared Abel in third. They're starting to spread out a bit more now that the breaststroke's on. John Cleveland is starting to come from behind in lane number 6.
John Cleveland, a member of the Olympic team that went to Barcelona this past year.
Curtis Myden also was on that team. As you can see, John Cleveland is catching up quite nicely. Before he was body lengths behind, and now he's just about even. At the end of the breaststroke, it's Curtis Myden.
Oh, he's going for it.
He is. I believe he could get this record. Jason Pratt's in second, and in lane 3, Jared Abel's in third. John Cleveland is in fourth. After the breaststroke leg, we'll see if he can hang on for the freestyle. Jared is a very strong freestyle swimmer, though.
All the Calgary swimmers cheering on their teammate, Curtis Myden.
I don't know, do you think he's gonna break it? He's kind of close. He's really pouring it on for these last 25 meters.
No, he misses the Canadian record by 2 seconds. Very good race for Curtis Myden. He went in this morning with 4:19.29, and tonight he had a 4:11.77.
And in second is Jason Pratt with a 4:20. In third, Jared Abel with 4:22. And in fourth, lane number 7, Jonathan McLeod from Regina. That's a very good swim for Jonathan. Now introducing event number 15, girls senior 50-meter butterfly. In lane 1, Andrea Nugent from UCSC Calgary. Lane 2, Debbie Godden from Edmonton Keano. Lane 3, Louise Carlson, unattached. Lane 4, Kristen Topham from Manitoba. Lane 5, Jessica Amy from UCSC Calgary. Lane 6, Julie Howard from Brantford, Ontario. Lane 7, Sarah Evanitz from Vancouver. Lane 8, Lisa Robertson from North Vancouver. This is going to be quite the race, don't you think, Kathy?
Yes, the 50 fly is a very quick event. It's very fun to watch, too.
Yes, it is. Kristen Topham went to the Olympics in this heat, and so did Julie Howard and Andrea Nugent. Debbie Godden is a former Olympian. We
have a very elite group here.
Yes, we do. The talent is unbelievable. The 50 is, you just have to go up and back and as fast as you can. It's something like the 50 freestyle. It's very difficult if you start to think about anything, because then your time is gone and you're wasting it thinking when you could be swimming.
We once had a coach that said all there is to the 50 fly is go as fast as you can till you hit the wall, turn around and do it again.
This is true.
And a good clean start for the women's 50-meter butterfly championship final.
The times in this are going to be very, very quick. The place judges, I feel sorry for the place judges. They're going to have a hard time deciphering who's first, second, and third.
If it wasn't for the electronic timing,
I don't know where we'd be.
And it's lane number 4, 27.75 for Kristen Topham. Second place finisher, lane 3, Louise Carlson, 27.76. And in third place, the bronze medal goes to lane 5, Jessica Amy, 28.05. These times are quicker than the times the girls posted this morning. That was a good race for all of them.
It was, and they're all from Calgary, so Calgary really came in on the points on this one.
Calgary is a very, very strong team here this weekend.
Yes, they do.
Now we have the men's 50-meter butterfly championship final. In lane number 1, we have Tom Ponting from UCSC Calgary. In lane number 2, we have Vlastimil Cherney from the Cascade Swim Club. Lane number 3, we have Darren Ward from Nyack, North York Aquatic Club in Ontario. In lane number 4, we have Marcel Gary from Nyack in Ontario. Lane number 5, we have Val Weaver from the Cascade Swim Club in Calgary. Lane number 6, we have Gary Vandermeulen from UCSC Calgary. Lane number 7, we have Mark Versfeld from EKSC Edmonton Keano Swim Club. In lane number 8, we have Miguel Minutz from the Pepsi team in Etobicoke, Ontario.
This is going to be quite the race. We have quite a few Olympians in here.
Tom Ponting went to the Olympics.
Yes. Darren Ward, Marcel Gary, Gary Vandermeulen. There's quite a few in here.
Again, an elite group we have for the 50-meter butterfly.
It's going to be very tough to see. Some of these swimmers like to go in so they're not in the inside lanes, and then they'll really come out and shine on finals. It's going to be interesting to see if any of these swimmers have done that. Val Weaver, lane number 5. He's a newcomer onto the national scene. He's been around for a while, but he's just starting to hit his peak now.
Youngest swimmer in this championship final is lane 8, Miguel Minutz, 19 years of age. So we have a relatively
older field
packed with veterans. Marcel Gary, lane number 4, 27 years of age. Gary Vandermeulen, lane 6, also 27 years of age. Tom Ponting in lane number 1, 28.
This is going to be a very good race. The racing is going to be really tough. You can see all the men taking very deep breaths and rubbing their hands and jumping around, just making sure that they're going to be ready for when that gun goes off.
And the whistle's going, calling the swimmers up onto the blocks. And they're on their marks.
Ooh, false start.
Looked to me like it was lane number 6, Gary Vandermeulen, but we won't know for sure until we hear the official result.
I think the rule is, I think I was mistaken last night, the rule is you're allowed 1 false start. Then the next person who false starts is gone. It's going to be very interesting to see if anybody else false starts.
So even if you didn't initiate the first false start, if you false start a second time, you're still out.
Right.
Okay.
So it can be very nerve-wracking because now if anybody twitches, then they're just out. No ifs, ands, or buts.
They'll have to be very careful.
This is why it adds tension and why the swimmers sometimes add time.
Men taking their time, preparing mentally, getting themselves dried off, drying the blocks off. Shaking their muscles out, just relaxing.
And they're called out to be up on the blocks again.
And they take their marks. Good clean start, second time around. They don't spend much time underwater kicking. For the 50-meter fly, they have to get up and start stroking right away.
Yeah, they don't take very many breaths either. If you notice, barely any of them are breathing.
Lane number 6 looks good, Gary Vandermeulen. And it's lane number 1, Tom Ponting, 25:07. Lane number 2 came in second, Blastamil Cherney, 25:11. And in third place, lane number 6, Gary Vandermeulen, 25:15. 25 seconds for a 50 fly. That's a great race.
They are very good times. They are all improved from this morning's races. I believe all the swimmers will be happy with these times.
The winner from this race, Tom Ponting, winning last night the 200-meter butterfly. If he wins the 100 fly tomorrow night, he's going to make a sweep of all the butterfly events.
He will. He should be very pleased with that. He's been having some problems with his shoulder lately, but they must be getting back on track.
His best event, 100 fly, coming up later on in this competition. And here we have Tom Ponting from the University of Calgary Swim Club, just winning the 50-meter butterfly. How do you feel about your swim, Tom?
Well, I'm really surprised. They were a lot faster than me this morning, but we had a full start. I think that might have thrown them off. It worked to my advantage.
I see. How do you like swimming in lane number 1?
Oh, it was great. Outside smoke is probably the best way to win. They don't expect you to do much, and if you race your own race, don't worry about the fact that you're on the outside. You can win. There's less waves. There's only people on one side of you, and certainly half of the team can't even see you. Half of the people in that heat can't see you because there's so many bodies. In the middle, everyone can see you. So it's great. I was glad to sneak that one out of there. It's a big surprise, though.
That's great. And you won the 200-meter butterfly last night.
Yeah, again, I was a bit of a shock there. The young guys expected me to make a move and waited for me to do it, so I just waited until the very last second and touched them. They fell for it, and so that was lucky. And tonight I was lucky with the false start, but I'm pleased with the wins.
And you have a 100 butterfly coming up. Do we expect a sweep of the butterfly events?
Oh, that would be nice. I'd be sort of crowned this last one. I'm not coming to nationals anymore. I'm retiring after this weekend. And it would be nice to go out with 3 wins, but, I really lucked out on these 2. I'm going to try, and, that would be super, but, we'll luck strike 3 times.
Well, congratulations. Thanks. And good luck to you.
Thanks a lot.
Event number 17, girls senior 200-meter freestyle. In lane 1, Julia Barbeau. In lane 2, Julie Howard. Lane 3, Joanne Millar. Lane 4, Marianne Limpert, who's swimming out of Ontario but from Fredericton. Lane 5, Michelle Killings from Pepsi. Lane 6, Alicia Hicken from Pepsi. Lane 7, Holly McComb from Pointe Claire. And in lane 8, Sarah Evanitz from Vancouver. going to be interesting to see how Marianne fares out in this. I've never known her to really be a freestyle, Kathy.
No, I remember back when she was a butterflyer, then she was a backstroker, she changed to breaststroke. Now she's into medley. This is the first time I've ever seen her swim freestyle. But she seems to be doing well. She qualified first this morning.
Yes, she must be doing very well. Joanne Millar, whom we've just seen win the 400 IM, is going in third. I think all these times, they're all so close. I think they're going to be able to have a very good race. What do you think, Kath?
Yes, there's only 3 seconds between all swimmers, and this is a 200-meter race, 8 lengths of the pool. There's a bit of room for variation there, but the girls seemed well clumped together.
You're up on the blocks.
Keep your eye on lane 4, Marianne Limpert from Ontario. She used to live in Fredericton and swam for Oromocto for a long time.
Good clean start. This is kind of a medium distance event. It's very hard to calculate how fast you should be going because it's not a sprint, but it's not a distance event either.
I think the most popular strategy of swimming the 200-meter freestyle is go out hard on the first 50, pace the second 50, have the third 50 as hard as you can go, and just give it whatever you have left on the last 50.
I do believe it. That is a very popular strategy for all these girls. Looks like Joanne Millar is out first. Marianne Limpert coming in a close second.
And at the 100, lane 4, Marianne Limpert turns at 58.39. That's a very good first 100 for this 200-meter freestyle.
It is. All the times are faring very close. It's going to be a fight all the way.
Marianne looks like she's taken over the lead.
Alicia Hickens seems to be coming up on her side. Lane number 5.
Marianne turning first with the last 50 to go.
And it's going to be a fight to the finish all the way. And it is Marianne Limpert with a time of 2 minutes, .34. Lane 3, Joanne Millar is second with a time 2 minutes, .36. And in lane number 5, Michelle Killings with a time of 2 minutes at .82 is in third.
That's just amazing. 2/100ths of a second separated first place and second place. That's a very close finish.
Very, very close. The girls should be happy with their times.
And now we have the championship final for men's 200-meter freestyle. In lane number 1, we have Frank Samel from Pepsi. Lane number 2, Baldev Alwalia from Brock. In lane number 3, we have Darren Ward from the Nyack Club in Ontario. In lane number 4, we have Trulo O'Hare from the Pacific Dolphins in Vancouver. And lane number 5, Rob McFarland from UCSC in Calgary. Lane number 6, Ron Watson from the Nyack Club in Ontario. Lane number 7, Brett Reagan from the Island Swimming in Victoria. And lane 8, Derek McEachran from GMAC in Ontario.
This is going to be a very tough race for all of the swimmers to do. Times are all pretty well evenly matched throughout this entire heat.
Trulo O'Hare and Rob McFarland, lanes 4 and 5, very close this morning.
Let's see how they fare out tonight.
Good clean start from the men in the final.
Wrong, bad, false start. I think there was a problem with the beep, but I'm not sure.
The men called back to restart.
And there you see Rob McFarlane getting in a few good strokes before the final event. Swimmers take their time often to get back up on the blocks so they can collect their thoughts and get ready to think about what they're going to do. I think the 200 has the most mental power. You have to think that you can hang on for all that's worth before the sprint is over.
It's a very, very long sprint.
Swimmers are getting up on the blocks again. Good clean start.
Lane number 6. Ron Watson out very well as lane number 1, Frank Samuel.
This is one of the races that is loathed for many swimmers because it's such a long sprint, but it's not a distance event. Takes a lot of endurance. The sprinting has to really be good. The splitting has to be really well planned.
Lane number 4, Trullo O'Hare pulling ahead. Lane number 5, Rob McFarlane going with him.
Lane number 3, Darren Ward, has a very unique breathing style. He breathes every second stroke. Most swimmers try to hold off so they only have to breathe every third or fourth stroke, but Darren has a very unique stroke.
Trullo O'Hare a body's length ahead.
This is where the swimmers really start to pick it up if they can. Think they can hold on.
Going into the last 50 of this 200-meter freestyle, they'll be hanging on, giving it all they have left. Legs get very tired at the end of a race having to kick for that long.
Yes, and Turlow is out by a full body length. Doesn't look like anybody is going to be able to catch him. Coming into the finish, it is going to be Turlow O'Hare with a time of 1:47.71. Lane number 3, Darren Ward, is in second with a time of 1:49.18. And in third place, lane number 5, Rob McFarlane from Calgary.
Trullo O'Hare missing the Canadian record by 1 second.
That was a very good swim for all of these men.
Trullo O'Hare was a distance swimmer, was he not? I do not remember seeing him swim the 200-meter freestyle.
Yes, he started out doing the 1500 and then he moved down to the 400, and now he's mostly a 400 and a 200-meter swimmer. Does very well in both of these events.
Interesting in the versatility of some of the swimmers being able to do a little bit of everything.
Yes, takes a lot of strength because you have to train so much for one event and then you can switch over and train for another event.
Great race for Turlow O'Hare. We'll recap more great racing after this.
What's this?
That's a zoom lens.
Cool, whoa! And what about this thing?
That's an f-stop.
What's an f-stop do?
Well, it's sort of a focus thingamajigger.
What does this do?
Well, let me show you.
As a big brother, it's not as important to have all the answers as it is to be there to field all the questions.
Okay.
Be a big brother. Make a difference.
Welcome back to the 93 Winternationals. This is how the action looked yesterday. In the men's 200-meter butterfly, Tom Ponte from Calgary placed first with a time of 2:68. Second place went to teammate Rob McFarlane, and placing third was Danny Letourneau.
Women's senior 200-meter butterfly winner was Beth Holohan with a time of 2:13.92. Second place went to Nikki Dryden, time 2:14.42, and with a time of 2:15.48, Sheila Hewarden placed third.
In the men's senior 100-meter breaststroke, John Cleveland swam in just over a minute with a time of 1 minute .07.
In the ladies' 100-meter breaststroke, Guylaine Cloutier from Laval placed first with a time of 1:09.04. Louise Carlson a close second at 1:09.69, and Willa Bostic placed third at 1:10.23.
In the men's 50-meter freestyle, Dean Kazoka leading the line of winners with a time of 22:75.
Women's 50-meter freestyle winner was Andrea Nugent at 25:94.
Men's senior 800-meter freestyle saw Turlo O'Hare take first place with a time of 7:47.91. Holding second spot, Dave McKellen with a time of 8:01.01. And coming in third, Jarrett Abel, his time 8:03.72.
In the ladies' 200-meter free relay, the University of Calgary A team placed first with a time of 1:44.18, followed by the Pacific Dolphin A team and the Manitoba A team.
In boys' senior 200-meter free relay, North York Aquatic Club took the lead with a time of 1:31.85. Second in, University of Calgary B team with a time of 1:32.48. And swimming to a third place, the Pepsi A team with a time of 1:32.55.
Let's go poolside with Cheyenne and Kathy.
Girls senior 100-meter butterfly in the finals in lane number 1, Iona Allen from Halifax. Lane number 2, Sarah Evanitz from Vancouver. Lane number 3, Lisa Robertson from Hyack, Vancouver. Lane number 4, Jessica Amy from UCSC Calgary. Lane number 5, Debbie Godden from Edmonton Kieno. Lane number 6, Jacinthe Pignot from Excel in Montreal. Lane number 7, Lauren Moline from UCSC. And in lane number 8, Julie Howard from Brantford, Ontario. This is going to be a very exciting race, wouldn't you say, Kathy?
It looks that way. Watch out for Julie Howard, 16 years of age, in lane number 8.
Yes, Jessica Amy is also 16 in lane number 4. She's going in with the fastest time. She's really been known for her sprinting.
Kristen Topham holding the Canadian record. I don't see her in this event, Cheyenne. Was she not placed in this event, or did she not qualify for the final?
I believe that she just did not feel like going in this event today. Could have just been this weekend that she just didn't feel like it would be a good idea to go into this. I'm sure she would have made the final. These are all very good sprinters in here. Quite a few veterans too, I might add. Jessica Amy has been known for her fast start in the 50. One time when she was away on a youth national team, she was out at the 50 in a 28. That is very quick for a female, considering that was long course. This is short course, so she may be out even quicker.
Lane number 4, watch out for Jessica Amy, the young superstar.
Good clean start. Girls have to get up fast and just really go for it in this event. They can't hold back at all.
Very close at the 25-meter mark.
I think it's going to be a race all the way through. There's not going to be any pulling ahead by anybody. Out first is Jessica Amy of the 28.
Lisa Robertson and Debbie Godden close behind.
Looks like it's Jessica Amy. She looks like she's ahead, maybe by half a body length.
Sarah Evanitz in lane 2, pulling up on Jessica Amy.
Debbie Godden's now coming up on the side. This is going to be very, very close. Looks as though Debbie Godden may be ahead.
And it is Debbie Godden.
Fred Medmonton. In second is lane 2, Sarah Evanitz. And in third, Jessica Amy. Those are all very good times, 1:01. All of them bettered their times from in the morning.
That's terrific. Now we have the men's senior 100-meter butterfly championship final. In lane number 1, Francois Gravel from the University of Laval. In lane number 2, we have Frank Samel from Pepsi, Etobicoke, Ontario. In lane 3, we have John Dean from the Spartan Club in Vancouver. In lane 4, we have Ian Tennant from UNB Fredericton, a local boy. In lane number 5, we have Tom Ponting from UCSC Calgary. In lane number 6, we have Gary Vandermeulen from UCSC Calgary. Lane 7, Miguel Minutz from Pepsi, Etobicoke, Ontario. And lane number 8, we have Jonathan McLeod from the ROD Club, Regina Optimus Dolphins.
We've just had one false start. We're not quite sure who it was, but this is going to be the toughest field, I believe. The first 4 people in this event all have almost the exact same time. There's just tenths and hundreds of seconds separating them.
This should be a very interesting race, Cheyenne. This is a very fun event for the swimmers and the spectators to watch. It's very quick. It requires the swimmers to be very powerful and very in tune to their stroke and gliding.
Yes, it does require a lot of intense concentration to be able to hold your stroke at that pace for that length of time.
An interesting note, Ian Tennant in lane 4, swimming out of UNB Fredericton.
He's originally from Newfoundland, but he's going to university in Fredericton. He's been swimming quite well lately.
Lane number 5, Tom Ponting. First place in 200-meter butterfly and 50-meter butterfly. We'll be watching him to see if he'll sweep all 3 butterflies. He was on the Olympic team in Barcelona, and he's quite the butterflyer.
Oh, yes. Right, all very quickly. Looks like Tom has a bit of a lead. And at the wall, it's Ian Tennant with a time of 25.86. This is going to be an awesome race, ladies and gentlemen.
Tom Ponting looking very strong right about now. Him and Ian neck and neck. Tom touching first. Tom has taken the lead.
Tom is head in the lead, but can he hold it for the last 25 meters? And it is going to be
Tom Ponting.
The time of 54.56. Very good time.
Second place finisher, lane 6, Gary Vandermeulen, with a time of 55.19.
And in third place, John Dean from Sparta, the time of 55.60. Those are very quick times.
Ian Tennant from Fredericton coming in 4th.
Just barely off of third place mark. It looks as though Tom Ponting did do the butterfly sweep at this 1993 Winternationals.
That's great.
Senior girls 400-meter freestyle. In the championship final, lane number 1, Melissa Knox from PDSA, Pacific Dolphins at Vancouver. Lane number 2, Alicia Hicken from Pepsi, Ontario. Lane number 3, Nikki Dryden from Island Swimming. Lane number 4, Joanne Millar from Hamilton Wentworth. Lane number 5, Michelle Killings from Pepsi. Lane number 6, Cindy Burling from Cobra. Lane number 7, Julie Barbeau from Montreal. And in lane number 8, Peggy Corkum from Pepsi, Etobicoke in Ontario. This field is pretty well all stuck together quite tightly, isn't it there, Kathy?
Yes, it is. And the participants are all either 17 or 18 years old, with the exception of lane 1, Melissa Knox, who's only 14 years old.
Melissa Knox is coming up really quickly. She's been doing really well the past 2 years. She's starting to make her spot on the national scene. The strategy for this event is quite unique. It's something similar to the 200 in that the swimmers go out fairly easy in their first 100 and just try and stay with the flow in their second 100. Their third 100, though, is where they really start to pick it up, and in their last 100, they just give it all they've got left.
The 400 meters, swimming 16 lengths of the pool. You'll see the timers at the end of each lane as a backup system in case the electronic timing fails.
And these swimmers ride quite fast, and underneath a minute. That's very quickly for a 400, especially for the females. Joanne Millar looks like she's in the lead. Nikki Dryden's close behind, and so is Michelle Killings from Pepsi. Nikki Dryden in lane number 3 has the original distance stroke with one straight arm and one arm bent. That is the way most distance swimmers swim their freestyle. Some of the other freestyles, if you can notice in Joanne Millar's stroke, both of her arms are bent. It's more of a sprinting stroke than a distance stroke. Mind you, it seems to be working for her.
Nikki Dryden taking over the lead. Half a body length's lead.
Looks as though Joanne may be catching up.
Going into the 250.
150 meters left to go. And Nikki Dryden now is a body length ahead of everybody else. Nikki's been swimming really well. She used to be a backstroker and a distance freestyler, but also in this weekend you've seen her in the 200 butterfly final. She's been swimming really well. She had a good time at the Olympics, was swimming well, and she's still swimming well now.
100 meters remaining. Swimmers are hanging on, just giving it all they have left.
Nikki Dryden may be going for the Canadian record, which is a time of 4:08.93. If she keeps this 100 the way she's been swimming, she could very well get that record. The field is pretty much evened out now for first, second, and third. Nikki Dryden's in first, Joanne Millar in second, and Michelle Killings in third. Everybody's cheering on Nikki to try and get this Canadian record. It's a good chance she may get it. And Nikki Dryden does get that record.
A new Canadian record for Nikki Dryden, 4:07.79, beating the Canadian record of 4:08.93.
And in second place is Joanne Millar at the time of 4:11, and in third is Michelle Killings at the time of 4:14.
That was just a fantastic swim for Nikki Dryden.
That was really well done.
78, I think.
See everybody.
We have Nikki Dryden here with us today. She just swam the 400-meter freestyle and beat the Canadian record. You must feel pretty good about that, do you, Nikki?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I just got told that it's the best time in the world this year, so that makes it even better for me.
That's terrific. And I noticed you're wearing one of the new paper suits. How do you like those?
I love it. It's like kind of like wetsuit material, and it makes you glide through the water even nicer. And I really like it. It feels great.
You don't find it restricting at all?
At first, like it took a while to get used to, definitely, because it sort of pulls around the neck a little bit. But I'm used to it now, and I think it makes me feel better in the water.
That's terrific. Thank you very much for talking with us. Congratulations and good luck on your next event.
Thank you very much.
Youngest swimmer in this championship final, 19 years of age.
Rob McFarlane.
So it seems we have a class of veterans here.
Yes. Dave McClellan in lane number 6 went to the Olympics for this event and for the 1500. Trello O'Hara was also at the Olympics. Good clean start. As you can see, the men try to take it out a little bit harder than the women. It's because of their endurance and their power, they can hold off a bit longer than the females can.
Lane number 7, Alexandra Leduc, going out very nicely.
And it's Turlow out at 26.01. He looks as though he may be going to try and break his Canadian record. He's already 1 body length ahead at 75 meters. That is very unusual for a heat of men of this caliber.
At the 100 meters, Trello O'Hara is in at 53.93. That is very quick for the first 100 of a 400 meter.
Second is Rob McFarlane, and third is Brett Regan. Jared Abel is also coming up in lane number 5.
It's very close between the second, third, and fourth swimmers. But there's no doubt who's leading this pack.
Yes, Turlow is almost 2 body lengths ahead by now. He must be going for that record.
He looks very strong and consistent. And he's more than able to break that record.
Yes, Turlow is very good with his splitting. He's known. He has been heard of worldwide for his splittings. It is so precise. Jared Abel is now in second. The fight for third continues between Rob McFarlane and Brett Regan. And at the 225 mark, Turlow is way ahead of the rest of the pack. Jared Abel is also starting to pull away. Looks like he's going to try and catch Turlow. Not sure he can do it though.
He's going to give him a run for his money.
I don't think Turlow is going to subside to Jared's oncoming pressure.
At 2 body lengths for a lead, Trello has a nice, comfortable edge on Jared Abel.
And Jared is also way ahead of anybody else in the pack.
If Jared wants to catch Trello, he's got an awful lot of work to do, but he doesn't have much time to do it in.
Turlow is going for this record, and it does look like he could get it. As we're coming into the last 50, Turlow's giving it everything he has. Sometimes when the swimmers go out that hard, they can feel the lactic acid build up in their muscles, and it makes it very hard to continue swimming at that fast pace. But Turlo seems to be doing just fine.
25 meters to go. Trulo's just pushing it as hard as he can.
Dave McClellan is coming up on Jared Abel in lane number 6. And Turlo wins it with a time of 3:47.52. In second is lane number 5, Jared Abel with a 3:52.34. And lane number 6 was third with Dave McClellan. So very good swims for all of these men. We're introducing the women's final for the 200-meter backstroke. In lane number 1, Jessica Amy from UCSC Calgary. Lane number 2, Karen Seeland from UCSC Calgary. Lane number 3, Nadine Edmond from Montreal. Lane number 4, Lisa Virginie from Point Claire in Montreal. Lane number 5, Allison Bereskel from Island Swimming, Victoria. Lane number 6, Nikki Dryden, Island Swimming, Victoria. Lane number 7, Katrina Walters from Vancouver. And in lane number 8, Kathy Monar from UCSC Calgary. Looks as though there's been a bit of a delay here. We're not quite sure what's going on. Nikki Dryden is no longer wearing the bodysuit. She's now in a paper suit, the regular paper suit that we've been wearing for quite a few years now. Jessica Amy in lane number 1 is 16, and so is Allison Berescale from lane number 5. They're quite young to be in this pack. Allison Berescale has normally been an IMer, but I guess she switched over to backstroke now, and she seems to be doing very well. Sometimes when there's a break like this, it can be very nerve-wracking for the swimmers because they're all set to go at a particular time, and if they don't go on that time, then they have to regroup and get their thoughts back together. Normally they warm up for an event, and if you warm up too long before your event, then you'll start to get cool again. Your muscles will get all cool and will tighten up. Therefore, you can't move as quickly or as fluently as you would like. In the case of the delay, then they're not quite sure as to how long it's going to be, so they have to be ready to get ready and adjust on the spot. It can be very difficult and detrimental to some of the swimmers' races. Lane number 7, Katrina Walters from Vancouver, has been having a very good year. She had a very good year last year. She came up and just started coming out of nowhere. Everybody was wondering who she was. Lisa Virginie from Point Claire in lane number 4 is going in first. She's been swimming very well. 2 years ago, nobody knew who she was. Last year, she came up, popped up on the scene, and now everybody knows who she is. Nikki Dryden in lane number 6 also went to the Olympics for this event and the 100-meter backstroke also. She was doing very well. Let's see if she can come back and do her 200-meter backstroke. Swimmers are getting ready. Good clean start. Women don't stay underneath the water as long as the males do because they can't hold their breath as long. They find that their endurance gets run down too much. Lisa Virginie in lane number 4 loves to stay underneath the water. She trains to stay underneath the water as long as she can. She's always the last one to come up. It serves to her benefit though if she's coming in first. Lane number 6, Nikki Dryden, looks like she's out with the lead. And in second is lane number 5, Allison Berescale, and in third, lane number 8, Kathy Monar. Kathy Monar is also a newcomer onto the scene. She started training in Calgary about 3 years ago. She's been an up-and-coming star ever since. Looks as though Nikki Dryden's taking this race out pretty hard. Let's see if she can hang on to it. She's very tall. Nikki is about 6'1" or 6'2", and it really works to her advantage in this, especially in this event, where she has that long reach. She can out-touch many people. Nikki's about a body length ahead of everybody else. So Allison Barriscale is second and Lisa Virginia in third. Katrina Walters in lane number 7 is coming up. Nadine Edmond in lane number 3 is very close at hand, and so is Kathy Monar. It's going to be a very exciting race. And at the 150, Nikki Dryden leads with a time of 1:37.45. Second is Allison Barriscale, and third is Lisa Virginia. Nadine Edmond is coming up. Let's see if she can get into those medals. Lisa Virginia is coming up awfully quick on Allison Barriscale. She's going to try and get silver medal. Nikki Dryden is going to have the gold with no problems at all, at least 2 bye lengths ahead. Time of 2:10.15. She gets the new Canadian record. She had the Canadian record with a time of 2:10.81, and now it is a time of 2:10.15. Lane number 4, Lisa Virginia is second with a time of 2:13.24, and lane number 3, Nadine Edmond from Montreal is third with a time of 2:13.51. That was a very good race for Nikki Dryden. She also got the Canadian record in the 400 freestyle last evening. She's swimming exquisitely well this weekend. Now introducing the men's senior 50-meter breaststroke. For lane 1, Jonathan Banville from University of Laval. Lane 2, Russell Patrick from UCSC Calgary. Lane 3, Jean Poirier from CIMAC, which is in Montreal. Lane 4, John Cleveland from UCSC Calgary. Lane 5, Curtis Myden from UCSC Calgary. Lane 6, Kevin Parshwood from Edmonton Keano. Lane number 7, Emil Virani from UCSC Calgary. Lane number 6, Mike Moore from Cobra. We've just had a false start. This is a very short event. It's only 2 lengths of the pool. There's no Canadian record in this event because it's considered a non-event. All the 50s are considered non-events except for the 50 freestyle. It's going to take a minute for the swimmers to get ready and get back and collect their thoughts for this 50. It can be in a very exciting race. There is such a thing as a world best, but they don't normally have those times posted. We have quite a few Calgary swimmers in this heat. It's going to be interesting to see since they train against each other every day. We're going to get to see who wins it out between John Cleveland and Curtis Myden. They're both very talented breaststrokers. Both went to the Olympics this year. They're both swimming very well. Second time around, they have a good clean start. John Cleveland seems to be a bit behind, but he comes back very strong. Looks to be Curtis Myden at the 25. John Cleveland right beside him. It's going to be a race to the finish. And it's going to be John Cleveland with a time of 28.59. Curtis Myden in second with a time of 28.70. And in third place, lane number 7, Emilie Virani from UCSC Calgary with a time of 29.37. Calgary has swept the 50-meter breaststroke. Very impressive show for all of these men. Now introducing the women's senior 50-meter breaststroke final. In lane number 1, Willa Bostock from Pepsi. Lane number 2, Lisa Blackburn from Gloucester, Ottawa, Ontario. Lane number 3, Anne Blanchford from Cobra in Ontario. Lane number 4, Louise Carlson, who is swimming unattached. Lane number 5, Kelty Duggan from Edmonton Keano. Lane number 6, Guinan Cloutier from University of Laval. Lane number 7, Shannon Shakespeare from Manitoba. And in lane number 8, Tara Higgins, who's swimming unattached. There's less than a second separating all of these ladies. It's going to be a very interesting race. Louise Carlson, who's swimming unattached, was swimming for Calgary. She's the Swedish woman who was brought in. but she's 20 days too late. And lane number 1, Willa Bostock from Pepsi, is only 14 years old. She's doing very well to be in this final. We've just had a false start. This is going to be very interesting. Kelty Duggan from Edmonton Canada has gone to the Olympics for breaststroke, so it's going to be interesting to see if she can sprint like she did back last year. And Blanchford, lane number 3, has been swimming very well lately. Her breaststroke is coming along very nicely. And Shannon Shakespeare is only 15, lane number 7. Swimmers are just getting ready, collecting their thoughts before this race. See the swimmers shaking out their arms a lot, shaking out their arms and legs, just making sure that their muscles are not tight. If they're too stiff, then they can't move fast enough in the water. They like to be able to move very easily and freely without a lot of effort. Your muscles are tight, it's very difficult to do that. Swimmers are getting ready, they're up on the blocks. Good clean start. Louise Carlson is up first. She looks as though she may be ahead. Kelty Duggan's coming in very close at the 25. One more lap to go, and it's Louise Carlson in first, Kelty Duggan in second. And for third place, it's going to be a battle. And it looks as though it's going to be Louise Carlson in first with a time of 31.62. Lane number 5, Kelty Duggan, is in second with a time of 32.17. And in third place, lane number 6, Guylaine Cloutier, with a time of 32.39. Very impressive swims for all of these ladies. All of them also better their times from the morning swim. Now introducing men's senior 100-meter freestyle. Lane number 1, Jeff Wilichuk from Edmonton, Canada. Lane number 2, Dean Kanzioka from Alberta. Lane number 3, Stephen Vandermeulen from UCSC Calgary. Lane number 4, Frank Samuel from Pepsi, Ontario. Lane number 5, Ron Watson from Nyack. Lane number 6, Ron Page from PDSA, which is in Vancouver. Lane number 7, Turlo O'Hare from Vancouver. And then lane number 8, Eric Edith from Manitoba. Out first is lane number 6, Ron Page. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold that lead up. It's a very, very tight race. They have to fight for the end. They're on their last 25. The men give it all they've got. Very exciting race. And at the final touch, it is going to be lane number 3, Stephen Vandermeulen from Calgary. In second, Ron Watson from Nyack. And in third place, Frank Samuel from Pepsi. It's a very good race for all of these young men. They should all be very pleased with this race. Now introducing women's senior 100-meter freestyle. In lane number 1, Shannon Shakespeare from Manitoba. Lane number 2, Jessica Amy from UCSC Calgary. Lane number 3, Joanne Millar from Hamilton Wentworth in Ontario. Lane number 4, Patricia Levesque from University of Laval. Lane number 5, Michelle Killings from Pepsi. Lane number 6, Andrea Nugent from UCSC Calgary. And in lane number 7, Shannon Turner from Hyack, which is in North Vancouver. Lane number 8, Anita Lee from PDSC, Pacific Dolphins, in Vancouver. We have a false start. It looks like it was Andrea Nugent. She went to the Olympics for this event this past year. She also went back in '88. She's a very, very talented swimmer. Swimmers are going to take a minute to get back behind the blocks, collect their thoughts. Andrea Nugent is also wearing one of the new bodysuits that are out. Swimmers collecting their thoughts, getting ready for up behind the blocks. This is going to be a very interesting race. There's quite a few veterans. Patricia Levesque in lane number 4 has been on the national team for quite a few years, same as Andrea Nugent. Michelle Killings is a newcomer onto the scene. She's been around a while, but she's never made a national team. Let's see how well she holds up. She's in lane number 5. See how well she holds up against the veterans. Good clean start. The swimmers get up fast. These swimmers have to take it out and give it all they've got. Looks like it's going to be Andrea Nugent at the 25. She's taking it out really hard. Let's see if she can hang on to it. And at the 50, it's going to be lane number 6, Andrea Nugent, with lane number 4, Patricia Levesque, in lane 3, Joanne Millar is in 3rd. Looks like Joanne Millar is trying to get ahead of the pack. Andrea Nugent isn't letting her getting anywhere. Coming into the last turn, it's Andrea Nugent, Joanne Millar, and then Patricia Levesque. It's going to be cutthroat all the way to the finish. But still, Michelle Killings is getting up there. And at the wall, it is lane number 3, Joanne Millar, with a time of 56.20. Second, lane number 6, Andrea Nugent. And in lane 4, Patricia Levesque is 3rd. It was a very exciting race. Joanne Millar has had an awesome meet this year. She has won enough events in all different disciplines. She's a very talented swimmer.
Thank you, Cheyenne and Kathy, for the expert commentary. It was a great 4 days of swimming.
Sure was. 2 Canadian national records were set by none other than the same person, Nikki Dryden.
We'd like to thank the Aquatic Center for all their assistance and our host, Swimming New Brunswick, for putting on such a great show. I'm Shelley Lawson.
And I'm Andrea Brown.
Thanks for watching.